We hear about it every day. The economic problems affecting our nation and the world. The crisis is especially hard-hitting in small towns such as the city of Madera in California's San Joaquin Valley, a city with a population of primarily migrant farm workers. Here's what they had to say.
So far it's affected me seeing how I'm a senior in high school. It's harder for me to apply for state colleges or universities, so there's less chance that I'll get in it.
Well, my family is like any other family in the United States, that we've had to tighten our budgets. We've had reductions in the number of days that my wife teaches, or her contracts had a couple of furlough days. I've had a reduction in the amount of days that I work, so consequently our salaries are less, so we need to do our best to live within our means given the circumstances that we face now.
Gas prices especially, having to drive a truck to school and around, and just eats all the money out of my wallet. I just see it disappear.
It's directly affected my family in the sense that their house mortgage that they have, their houses are currently worth less than what their mortgages are. So they are considering walking out of their homes or selling them, doing something like that. It's also affected family members in the sense that their jobs are at risk. Their companies they're working for aren't making as much money, so they might be at risk of losing their jobs.
All cities, counties, or states are dependent on the collection of sales tax and property tax as our main streams of income.
When the economy, as it has here the last couple of years, affected the state, they have to cut programs, and they have to search for funding, and they have come to the counties to, as far as our property tax, our gasoline tax. What they do, they impound those funds and they use it for their own purpose to continue functioning. So in turn, we have to find other resources to pay our bills.
And obviously, when the economy is going through a recessionary period or it slows down, people buy fewer things, which means it generates fewer sales tax dollars. And in this particular recession, the housing values of not just here in the city of Madera, but all over the United States, and more specifically here in the San Joaquin Valley, have also gone down. So it's sort of a double-edged sword in this particular downturn.
We had the county of Madera has to borrow money to keep on functioning, because we have to pay salaries, we have to keep people employed, and we have to pay the power bills. All the bills that keep coming in, that don't stop. Those are figures that stay stable. And so if we don't have money coming in, we're in deep trouble, and we are in deep trouble.
Our sales tax collections are less, and our property tax collections are less. So we have to be very careful in how we spend our money. We have to be very prudent in how we allocate the dollars that are coming in to make sure that we keep a balanced budget, which is quite difficult in these recessionary periods of time.
There are no simple answers to that. I'm not sure.
There have been a couple of times in our history when President Kennedy and then President Reagan were faced with a difficult economy, and historically they elected to cut taxes.
Recession-proof is a difficult word. There are segments of our economy that hold up much better through recessionary periods than others. People eat, so there are certain segments of the food industry. You need health care. If you're old like me and have to take pills, we have to do that whether the economy is good or bad.
Entertainment items. People still will flock to entertainment items. In the midst of stressful situations, people still want to be entertained. Food is always something people are going to still want. And gasoline for their cars. That's it.
We don't anticipate any improvement until probably 2014. And until then, we'll have to be coping with a reduction in revenue, that the sales tax. You know, people are not buying, we don't get any sales tax, and this is what we operate as, sales tax.
I think we're going to need significantly more time. I'm thinking that probably 2 or 3 years here in California. Now, it's affecting different regions of the nation in different ways. I believe California and the West Coast is especially hard hit. So I'd be surprised if we improved a whole lot prior to 2 or 3 years.
I think the number of foreclosures are starting to get less and less. That helps banks in the manner that they no longer have to write these loans off. So it frees the money up that can be used now to loan back to small businesses. And in my opinion, yes, I think we've sort of reached a bottom level for the recession. And I think not only here in the city, but throughout the United States, we're starting to slowly see an increase in economic activity predicated on the banks becoming stronger entities, starting to reloan money back into our communities. The worst is not over because we have lost hundreds and thousands, even millions of jobs, and jobs are what drives our overall economy. So do I see things improving? Yes, I think we have a stabilization, yet I think a long way to go before we recreate the jobs that are necessary to again grow our economy.
This is just a small sample of those affected. We can only hope that things improve for all of us. America fortunately has a way of fixing itself, and hopefully these hard times will pass.